Oh, this is a really, really good question. I'm just noticing like what you said before, like nerddom was used to be more secluded and there was less like resources. Like if you like nowadays, if a character gets released, you'll see reproductions of their outfit being sold and you can find your wig in the accurate color and everything. But like back in the day, you had to like haul your ass over to Joann's and like get like a Party City wig and stuff like that. So it has definitely gotten like way bigger. And one thing I've noticed specifically is that it's gotten almost just slightly a little less weirder to the outside watchers. Like people in high school that like whenever I would overdress a little bit for like spirit days, they would like look at me all funny. Now they're like DMing me on Instagram like, wait, I didn't know you got famous. And then just like, yeah, I did. Shouldn't have called me weird because then I would be able to, I don't know. Well, I don't know what I'd be able to do, but you shouldn't have called me weird. So now I'm famous. And that's definitely something I've noticed in my cosplay getting bigger. But as cosplay becomes more and more of like a business and it's more like commercialized and more bigger, more hypey, as for how it's going to grow throughout the decade, I'm actually a bit uncertain because of this exponential growth that even the past 5 years has seen for the cosplay community. It's immeasurable. Like culture moves at this incredible clip. Like something that was funny a week ago is trite now. Like that, one of the reasons why I tend not to use like meme audios is because like I don't know it, like I save it now, but will it be funny when I'm in cosplay? Like
Very
it's
smart.
this
Very smart.
yeah, it's this losing battle and it's so everything gets quicker and quicker every day. Like how even like new games are released with cosplay sites already like pushing like the designs of the cosplays and it's just it is so quick and I I can sort of tell you where the cosplay community might be headed in the next 2 years, but as for the rest of the decade, I don't I genuinely don't know because it is so fast, so quickly. It's I think it will slow. I think everything in regarding to social media is going to slow down before it gets faster, and it's going to crash before it gets bigger because this is not. And by this, I just mean like everything. Like everything is so quick, and the if the hype is nonstop, then why is there hype at all? Like I really wish I could give like a nice little historically backed forecast for you as to what will happen. But I just think in the 1920s, after the First World War, the soldiers had used these watches that had radium paint on the face of the clock so you could see what time it is, even in the darkness of the trenches. And after the war ended, everybody was just obsessed with radium because it was like glowing and pretty and they put it in the china, they put it in their water because they thought it like gave them like vitality, and everything was just about radium and the hype was about radium. But all of a sudden like people started rotting because radium is toxic and the radium companies were keeping that data away from the people who were just following this hype. And it sounds exactly like what's happening now with Facebook revealing that there has been crucial data to how usage of social media affects people. And I think right now we're just in the radium in the water stage of like everything, because there's no way it can be this fast forever. People can only make these cosplays like so quickly after the character is released. Like stores can only like sell so many boxes to so many influencers in like a certain amount of time, and memes can only go in and out of fashion at a certain amount of time too. It's just every day it seems like this blinding clip just gets faster and faster and faster. And I like, this sounds pessimistic, but I'm just wondering what's going to happen, because like bubbles can only get so big before they burst.
That was very well said, and I do agree with you that right now, all of these things that we're all really enjoying, like, this is a bubble. This is a bubble, and we really have to be worried because consumption is at an all-time high. Even with the whole COVID thing, like I'm very much into music. I love guitars, I love synthesizers, but there was no production for a relatively short period of time, and then that had such huge delays that there are certain products that I want to buy that I won't be able to buy until May of next year at the earliest. And the thing is, we're getting the numbers. Like, there are people who have already purchased these items that are 7-8 months out of release at the earliest, and there's a backlog now to the point where companies are like, we've already sold what we were expecting to sell if COVID never happened. It's the mentality for people. It's changed. You have more people who are at home who are doing things. More people have got into hobbies. We've seen cosplay grow during the pandemic, and
Oh
it's
yeah, there are
it.
some people who weren't cosplayers before. And anyways, continue.
No, but see, you're absolutely right, and this leads me to my next thing. It's the very fact that, like, I've seen it happen with my hobby. I've seen it happen with other people's hobbies. I've seen it happen with cosplayers. Every cosplayer can say that there seems to be 2, if not 3 times more people cosplaying than ever before. And will they stick around? We don't know. But for the time being, they're here. Some of them haven't gone to conventions, but they're humongously popular on social media based off of what they've done on Instagram and TikTok over the last year and a half. So it just goes to show, like, we're all so absorbed in what's happening, what's going on right now, that eventually there will be some sort of backlash. Something will happen. Will it be negative? Will it just be an implosion? We don't know.
Yeah, and that's why I'm kind of glad that I can step back from the hype and look at it from like a view of a part of human history, because I feel like maybe for somebody younger, somebody like a bit more, prone to being swept up in these sort of things, like I can only imagine how much this is affecting them and how much this bubble and the burst of said bubble could affect them too.